Phil Perry with us. Phil, Bijan Robinson comes to Foxborough on Sunday. He's got 40 career starts, and he has rushed for 50-plus yards in a game 28 times. That is 70% of the time he runs for 50-plus yards, and he has run for 70-plus yards in 21 of his starts as a professional. That's more than 50%, if you want me to do that quick math for you. This season, he's rushed for 50-plus yards in 4 of 7 games. Yardages in those games, 72, 75, 143, and 170. And the Falcons in those games, when he runs for 50-plus, 3-1. When he's less than 50 yards, they're 0-3. And I bring this up because the Patriots, to this point, have not allowed a rusher to have more than 50 yards in a game so far this season. In his last 2 games against the 49ers and Dolphins, he rushed for 40 and 25 yards. The Falcons lost both of those games. The Falcons scored only 10 points in each of those games. It feels like this is, as you put it to me last night, strength on strength. The strength of the Falcons is running the ball with their best player, Bijan Robinson. The strength of the Patriots defense to this point has really been flexing and shutting down the run to this point. So how does it play out when we get to Sunday?
I think there's a chance they're able to keep the streak going. And part of the reason they've been able to rack these number of games up, where it's now 8 consecutive games, no 50-yard rusher, is that they've gotten out to, at least in their wins, they've gotten out to decent leads in a lot of these, especially lately, right? And so that forces the other team to throw the football. It in some ways takes away the threat of the run. Their tackling has been tremendous. The Patriots are near the top of the league in terms of limiting yards after contact. So after the first couple of weeks where I'm sure you guys and others, everyone was all over them about missed tackles. And it's something that it feels like they have completely turned on its head, that aspect of their defense. So I think there's a chance it continues. However, it is rare to be able to string this number of games together with that many rush yards for your opponent. They are one of just 3 teams in the Super Bowl era to have 8 straight games with no 50-plus yard rusher. The last team to do it was Mike Vrabel's Titans in 2021. The Bucs did it in the COVID year, the Tom Brady Super Bowl year in 2020, and that's it. So nobody's done it 9 times, and we'll see if the Patriots are going to be the first. Their rush defense has been tremendous, though, and I know the competition has been what it's been, but I think they are a little bit underrated on that side of the ball because they've been so good against other teams' running backs.
Does it feel like they're doing that when you watch them, though? I know you're looking at the numbers, but say you just cover the numbers up and you come out of the game. Does it feel like you just watch a defense shut down a running back? 8 straight games.
It did last week. Wasn't Quinshon Judkins supposed to be the star?
Yeah.
He did nothing. Nothing. Even on the drive when they went down the field and scored at the start, it was all Harold Fannin.
Fullback. Yeah.
It wasn't Quinshon Judkins. So, yeah, I do. I look up and I say, wasn't this guy supposed to do something? Alvin Kamara, where was he today? It's not loud. They don't have 8 tackles for loss every game.
That's the thing. They're not in the backfield disrupting plays.
But they do make a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage, and the numbers would suggest as much too, either at the line or behind the line. They're right there near the top of the league. I just think by its nature, run defense is not a flashy thing. And so you very rarely leave any game saying, boy, the other team there couldn't do anything on the ground. I think it could end up being the case again today, or on Sunday, excuse me.
Strength on strength. I think it's a sort of a theme.
It is. There are multiple different aspects of this game that I would say meet that criteria, right? So in the passing game for the Patriots, in the pass defense for the Falcons, same deal. Falcons have been among the best in the league at limiting the explosive play. So I thought, silly me, I thought last week the Patriots would have to be more of a dink and dunk, kill you with 1,000 paper cuts kind of offense because of what the Browns are able to do with their pass rush. Drake May's still pushing the ball down the field. Yeah. He's still throwing 40-yard bombs to Kayshon Boutte for touchdowns. That's still how he's able to operate, and credit to him for that. Now, he did eat a bunch of sacks, maybe because he's looking downfield and he's holding on to the ball a little bit longer than some of these more dink and dunk quarterbacks would. But this week, the Falcons, again, in terms of against passes, 20 yards or more down the field, they're one of the best, if not the best, in football. And in terms of just pure yards, pass yards, they're number 1 in the NFL. So do you have to have a little bit different style this week. I don't know. Ramondre Stevenson, it looks like, is out. That doesn't suggest to me more rushes. That might mean just putting more on the quarterback's plate and just asking him to go and beat this pretty good Falcons pass defense.
This weekend, it's the Falcons. We've talked a little bit about the strength-on-strength aspect of the game, but just in the big picture of how many wins the Patriots are going to get or what these recent wins have meant, is this game, as I said a little while ago, is this game the toughest game they've had since that Buffalo game? Best opponent?
It's really hard for me to say yes because they've been so damn inconsistent. Do you remember sitting here a few weeks ago and the Patriots were about to play the Panthers? And I said that was the least respectable 30-0 NFL win I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When Carolina beat the Falcons.
Smoked the Falcons.
Because Penix gave them the game. It was like watching a JV quarterback, go up against a Division I college team. It was just he was completely out of sorts. He was late everywhere. He was inaccurate. So if you get that Penix and that type of Falcons team, you're going to roll. If you get the Bills game Falcons, it could be a little tougher. This is a team that has some talent. Drake London is a very talented receiver who, this was years ago now, but gave Christian Gonzalez, by the way, when he was in Colorado, all he could handle in college. So they've got Bijan Robinson. They've got London. They've got an offensive line they poured a ton of money into. Penix was a guy that you guys liked, I think, coming out of the draft. Zoe, weren't you a Penix fan?
Yeah, I love Penix.
Rocket arm, right?
Yep.
He just, I don't know if he knows where it's going half the time or if he knows where he's supposed to go with it half the time. So I hesitate to say it's one of the toughest, but if you're comparing him against the Titans and the Saints and the Browns,
Yeah.
it's probably the toughest out of that group of 4 games. Sure, I'll give you that one.
I'm not telling you that I think they're going to lose or I think I think they're going to win the game. I don't see them dropping this one, but I think at least it represents a little bit of a tougher test. Just a little bit.
And their defense, again, their
definitely
defense
better than
matches
this.
up with you well.
Yes.
They are 10th in DVOA this year defensively overall.
not bad.
And against the pass, they have been particularly good. And Jeff Ulbrich is their defensive coordinator. Spent a lot of
He's a
time with the
hardo.
Jets. Incredible hardo.
Yeah, big
Incredible
time hardo.
tool in that Hard Knocks season with Aaron Rodgers.
What's his
He was
toolbag son that punked Shador, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, good call.
Right. Yes.
Brother,
But
Junior Dick.
Oh, yeah.
Dick and Junior Dick.
but a pretty good defensive coordinator. Like, can do some things on that side that might give them trouble. Will cook up some exotic blitzes, the likes of which gave the Patriots some difficulty in Minnesota this past summer. Again, that's a long time ago, and they've grown as a unit since then. But let's see how it looks. In these obvious passing situations, Drake May has been phenomenal. 3rd and 4th down, best quarterback in football. Well, 3rd and 4th down this week, you're going to see some things that might confuse you a little bit. So how good are they? I think that's a real question because this defense has been pretty good across the board. And against the Bills, again, and the guy that Jeff Ulbrich just compared Drake May to, and Josh Allen, I think they allowed 14 points to the Bills. So they are capable of doing that kind of thing. You have to guard against that this week.